This week on Small Town Big Deal. A wild ride to warm up winter.
There's plenty of team spirit.
This is what it takes, sacrifice.
Secret strategies.
All arms and legs inside during the ride.
And cheering crowds.
Slide along with us for thrills, chills, and plenty of spills. Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl.
You know that phrase, Americans love baseball and apple pie?
And we're going to add a third thing to that, competition. Because there is hardly anything that Americans can't, won't, or don't turn into a competition.
And to drive that point home, we're at the U.S. National Toboggan Championship.
Here they go!
Blink, and you might miss it.
On their way!
A tangle of people hurtling by on a thin wooden sled.
Time of 10:08.
The journey starts 700 feet up a snowy hillside. Competitors slide into position.
All right, send them down.
With the drop of a gate, they're off.
The rugged riders.
You all ready to go this morning?
I have to be.
Tobogganers slide down a 400-foot chute coated with ice. They can reach speeds of up to 40 miles an hour.
37 miles an hour and a time of 9:55. They're gonna like that one.
Then it's out to a frozen pond and a graceful dismount. Or not.
Welcome to the U.S. National Toboggan Championships in Camden, Maine, a town of about 4,800 people along Maine's mid-coast region. It's about 80 miles northeast of Portland.
In the middle of winter, it takes some imagination to remember that this place is actually a summer tourist hotspot that gets especially busy in the warmer months. But in February, the skies can be gray and temperatures so cold, your sweaters need sweaters. Did I mention it's 4 degrees? I mean, I feel like the Pillsbury Doughboy. I can hardly move. I got so many clothes on.
The story goes one winter about 30 years ago, some friends were trying to figure out how to liven things up a bit.
They thought, well, let's have races. Let's just have toboggan races.
Here they come. Shake and bake.
Sandra Bailey's late husband Ken was managing the Camden Snowbowl Recreation Area at the time. They already had a long toboggan chute, perfect for races. Then he figured, as long as you're creating a toboggan competition, you might as well go big or go home.
He said, let's call them the Nationals. Why not? We can have the Nationals.
We just named ourselves that. I mean, no one else is doing it. We've actually trademarked it.
To their knowledge, it's the only organized traditional wood toboggan race in the country, and most likely the world.
So at a quick glance with the numbers and everything, you think this could be the Olympics. Not quite.
Less Olympics, more winter festival. These championships are pretty chill. And we're guessing you've never seen a parade of athletes quite like this one. No uniforms here. In fact, costumes are encouraged, whether or not they're aerodynamic.
So our team is called Straight Off the Couch, as in potatoes.
These couch potatoes won 3rd place in the costume contest. Pandemonium. Get it? They came in 2nd. The top costume trophy went to these ladies who work in a hair salon. Team name, Sheer Madness. We also saw the toys are back in town, crash test dummies, and the Funkadelic Flamingo Flyers.
We look ridiculous, but we have actually been practicing.
And what caused you to be Legos?
You know, full transparency here, we picked it up at the party store about 12 hours ago. Didn't want to be the ones walking around without a costume.
But when it comes to what motivates them to participate, the wish to win is only the tip of the iceberg.
When people are brought here for the first time to watch it, they want to go ride.
Yeah.
You know?
Pandemonium!
Our parents have raced like basically since the Nationals started, so we've been coming since we were like little kids.
Consistently among the fastest females, and here they come, sheer madness!
For us, it's about bringing this great group of women together to really just enjoy ourselves and do something together.
You really reach another plane. Some people it's yoga, some people it's some kind of meditation, and so for me it's an annual run down the chute that really puts me into that place. I've become a better person through it, really.
Oh, it is good therapy. It is, absolutely.
Therapy. Cheaper than therapy, yeah.
The championships also raise money for the Camden Snow Bowl, which is actually owned by the town. It's their very own recreation area offering skiing, snowboarding, and all kinds of frozen fun.
The Snow Bowl is such a iconic, incredibly important piece of this community. It's really one of those places where you can just bring your kids, let them hang out with their friends, and they're perfectly safe and they're having a great time and they're taken care of.
On championship weekend, the streets of Camden are bustling as the races bring hundreds of people into town.
And everybody's full, you know, the hotels are full, the restaurants are busy, everyone's happy. It's a true family event. Fun in the sun, fun in the snow, fun on the mountain, and we love it.
It takes frozen fearlessness to speed down the chute on nothing but a thin piece of wood between you and the cold, hard ice. When we come back, will Jan and I be brave enough to take a run or get cold feet at the last second?
Are you looking forward to doing that?
Stay really well tucked. Everything tucked inside, all arms and legs inside during the ride.
But first, let's see what you know about toboggans. The word toboggan has a second meaning. Is it a steep hillside, a knit hat, a type of hot drink, a soft winter boot? We'll have your answer when we come right back. Just before the break, we asked what the word toboggan can mean, other than a kind of sled, of course. If you chose B, a knit hat, you're right.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. We are on day 2 of the U.S. National Toboggan Championship.
Now, on day 1, we saw a lot of first-timers down the chute, a lot of fun, families, frivolity, wacky costumes.
But now it's all about focus.
You ready? All right, set it down.
So we like to say Saturday for the fun, Sunday for the glory. Once you get into the finals, people really do take this seriously, and if you were to ask them what they put on the bottom of their sleds, they will never tell you. Because it really is, that difference of 1/100th of a second can be made up by putting lemon pledge on the bottom or putting muskrat oil on the bottom. You never know. But they really do take it seriously. Everybody wants to win, but probably about 10 to 15% really think that they can win. And
Here they come, the big kahuna! 39 miles an hour and a
Tom Dowd announces every run taken by over 400 teams over the course of championship weekend.
Here they come, Skill!
It's like you're on stage for how many hours?
I talk from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock on Saturday and 9 until 3 on Sunday.
Wow.
That is a long show.
Time up 10:27. You can look smooth and still not be fast. That is the slowest time of the day.
On day 2, it's time for the finals. Only the teams with a shot at winning a division get to slide today.
Okay, guys, you're on.
All toboggans do have to pass an inspection to make sure they're safe and everyone's following the rules.
If you're going to run a 2-person, you can have a 6-foot sled. If you're going to run a 3 or more, you're going to have at least an 8-foot sled.
Lead inspector Tom Cox is a former champion tobogganer who's built dozens of sleds himself.
Some people bring in very old sleds, and they have screws that are actually
Ooh, protruding out the bottom?
out. And I say, you know, we can't do that, guy, because you're going to wreck the ice.
At the Nationals, all toboggans must be made out of wood, unless they're entered in the experimental division.
So in the experimental class, what are some of the new things coming out?
Well, we had the first year, we had a guy come in with one that weighed about 300 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me?
It took 6 guys to carry it up. Today, it's all carbon fiber and they're extremely fast.
The guys decked out in USA jerseys are on a team called Frog and a Log. Most of them are former Navy SEALs, and they've accepted a new mission, giving us a slider's view of the race. On the run, the lead guy loses his helmet, but they keep going and going and going and going.
Hosmer Pond is probably a quarter mile across, and they actually run out of room long before they run out of momentum.
I got a bailout!
Yeah! This is not paint. This is actually blood. What happened?
I stopped the toboggan, fortunately, with my face.
You talk about what it takes to win. This is what it takes. Sacrifice.
It's all about the team.
Putting your team ahead of yourself.
We were the first sled to hit 40 miles an hour this year. So we have delusions of grandeur now, or delusions of adequacy.
Time to win it all. All right, we're getting ready for the World Championships. This is a big deal. This is done only every 5 years. That's how important this thing is.
Every 5 years, there's a special race at the Nationals. All 4-person winning teams from years gone by are invited to come back and compete in the World Championships.
Good form, 39 miles an hour and a time of 9.45. So right now, the big kahunas are currently the world champions.
The competition pits champion against champion. There's not a rookie on the hill.
Here they come, Rock. Instigator at the top of the hill, arms up, toboggans down.
Team Instigator was fast, but not fast enough.
Meet the new world champions, the Spud Runners.
Spud Runners!
So how did you guys get your names?
We're potato farmers from Aroostook County, and a nickname for the potatoes is Spud, so Spud Runners just kind of fit.
This one feel different? Could you feel it was faster?
I don't know. I'm sitting with my head between someone else's knees. It all feels pretty fast.
We've been working all winter on getting things ready and bringing the whole family in.
3 generations of us are racing, and we're all connected to the potato world somehow, and this is where we come in the wintertime to have a little fun.
Well, I gotta tell you, congratulations, Spud Runners!
When I was a little kid, we used to slide down the pond dam, and then the trick was see how far you could slide.
Okay.
And then we dropped the cow patty, and you had to beat the cow patty.
That was your marker?
The pond was in the pasture.
When we come back, we decide it's our turn in the chute.
Oh my gosh.
Who's faster? And who has the crash landing? Find out when we come back. One thing to watch the U.S. National Toboggan Championships, but it's another thing to twist yourself together with teammates like human pretzels and careen down the chute. But then there's crafting your own sled.
You want green lumber to dry slow for bending. Push that key up, Jackson.
That takes tobogganing to a whole new level.
You gotta compress those boards.
When it comes to making traditional wooden toboggans,
Yeah, those go vertical.
this family has it down cold.
It's gotta come down about here. It's gonna be a nice one.
At Northern Toboggan, the Heron family is in the business of making wooden sleds, but they use them too. That includes kid-tested toboggans for riding downhill or for pulling behind a snowmobile.
Northern Toboggan also makes bigger utility toboggans and freight sleds that remote communities in northern Canada use for travel and hauling.
These have been used since Hudson Bay, trap lines and funning. They've had a lot of different sleds up north, but they haven't had anything that holds up and works as well in those conditions.
John Heron, his sons Gabriel and Jackson, and apprentice John Coots are upholding the tradition of handcrafting beautiful wooden toboggans. The magic happens in their workshop in the northern Minnesota town of Warroad, population about 1,700 and only 7.5 miles from the Canadian border. But 1,600 miles away, at the U.S. National Toboggan Championships in Camden, Maine, Northern Toboggans has a small but growing following.
Did they say build us a winning sled?
Yeah, they all, right? They all do. So we always joke that there's kind of two sciences that you need to apply to the race, which is the physics, right? So we can be involved with, the physical structure of the toboggans. We're pretty good at that, but then there's the chemistry, how you wax the bottom and how that interacts with the ice, and we're kind of novices there. So
are there many other toboggan makers? Or?
There's a handful, but it's like a lot of just artisan skill sets. It's just kind of fading, right? So that preservation piece is a pretty important part of our business as well.
Speaking of preservation, it's almost time for Rodney and me to race down the hill. And in the interest of preserving my pride, I decided to grab Jackson Heron to pilot our toboggan.
Well, I grabbed John Coots, who works with Jackson, and one of the new Northern Toboggan sleds. It's gonna be fast.
What's not so fast is that trek up the hill to the starting shed. It's like walking up the equivalent of a 7-story building.
Honestly, I'm feeling a little nervous.
It's starting to get real now.
But I know it's gonna be a rush.
All right.
Don't touch anything and stay tight.
Okay.
Rodney Miller on his way! Rodney!
You could tell he was having a good time, even though it's going pretty fast.
That ride is a rush. So much fun. And now it's Jan's turn to see what she can do in the chute.
So I'm that kid that got to the top of the high dive and changed my mind and made everybody go back down the ladder.
First timer, help, help.
I'm thinking about escaping now down the hill.
I had her leg, so I knew she couldn't run away because I wasn't quite sure if she was really going to go through with it. So
I know we just met, Jackson, but...
Keep yourself tight, don't touch it.
Tight, okay.
Here we go.
Oh my God!
Down the chute.
she was a good fighter. She screamed kind of loud, maybe.
I was screaming. A lot.
Only 2 groups get the hay bales. Guess who one of them won? So I don't know what our time was, but I know we dropped our cow chip 150 yards past Jan.
I think I should get extra points for hitting the hay bale. That's what I think.
Jan and I rode a toboggan that we didn't build, so if we lost, I'm blaming it on the toboggan.
Rodney and I scored a lot of warm memories and highly recommend a trip to Camden for some ultimate winter revelry.
You have to come. Next year, you gotta come. You gotta take a ride.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Small Town Big Deal.
I mean, who even knew there was a U.S. National Toboggan Championship?
Yeah, I mean, it really reminded me of growing up as a kid and being on the pond dam and sliding down and going on the pond, seeing how far I could drop the cow chip.
And you definitely, had you had a cow chip, yours would have been farther than mine. You won fair and square. Congratulations.
Thank you. But you know, people came here to have fun, and there were some real competitors here too.
Yep, they wanted that trophy.
People were here just having fun, and I think they succeeded.
We hope you've had a good time too.
I'm Rodney Miller.
I'm Jan Carl.
Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
First hit the chute, it was like, boom, I wasn't expecting that.
Like, I have a headache. I think I have a concussion. I'm just saying I have a concussion.
That should be okay.
I don't know what our time was, but they did. I heard them say we were the fastest film crew. I'm feeling yoo-hoo coming.